Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jaylee. This is JayLeesCorner, and this is my review. Okay, for Married at First Sight. I know it came on Wednesday and I'm late, but I'm still here. I'm chewing a piece of breakfast food. I was trying not to be chewing on camera because that's rude, but I couldn't chew fast enough. So excuse me for snacking on on camera. But thank y'all for tuning in. I was going to record this, a pre-recorded, but I'm like, I don't feel like it. So again, I am live. For this, I'll be live after this review to do Growing Up Hip Hop. And then later on today, I'm going to do Ready to Love and Ladies Who Live Together, probably around 7 o'clock. But again, I'm trying to get all my content out for the day, okay? Because I'm trying to get back into it. I hope everybody's having a great Saturday because it's a great day to be had. Even though we got all the snow here, okay? I'm gonna leave that be, but y'all know first things first. Make sure to do a couple things. Subscribe to my channel. Y'all know. Do all these things right here. Please like the video. And if you are here, because this is live, comment in the comment section because it's a conversation. But again, let's get into it. To follow me on social media at JayLeesCorner everywhere. Okay, I am here. The lighting is off. I don't know why it seemed darker here than what it should be. But again, relax Saturday. I'm going to leave that be. So this episode of Married at First Sight, it was some good parts, okay? Things happened that we have been waiting to happen, and it happened, so we are happy about that. But that will be discussed towards the end, okay? The end of the video. But I'm going to let that be. But hello to everyone who is popping in. Please remember to like the video. Okay, on your way in, live watchers and rewatch later. Okay, hello, hey Sam, and Sam do all these things. Hello. Good morning. Okay, well, good afternoon because it's 1:30 here. But fine. Let's get into the couples that we kind of like, kind of don't like, also maybe do not care. Steve and Noy. Okay, I still feel like Steve and Noy is boring. Okay, and it's not a bad thing. It's just like they don't have anything going on. So we're going to just let it be that and let that be that. Now, they go to see each other's places. They back from the honeymoon. They are going to the new apartments. Y'all know it. Married at First Sight has the same pattern every season. I want them to switch some things up. We always know what's coming. We see them go to the houses and move in. We see them having a party at their house with their friends. We see same thing. But when they go to each other's places, her and her dog, what's her dog name? Her dog named Sushi. It's an old ass dog or whatever, who she loves a whole bunch. And I'm not saying people shouldn't love their pets, but once you get a husband, when you've been wanting a husband, you need to know your dog cannot sleep in a bed with you and your husband, okay? And when you see he's not really okay with it, like he don't want to say that you weird because you want the dog to sleep in the bed with you. Get out my face, Noy. Get out my face, Noy. That could be why you've been single all this time because of that damn dog. Okay, the dog is the problem. The dog needs to go. It's not like go like die or go away. It needs to get out your bedroom. Okay, why can't the dog, like he suggested, why can't the dog sleep in the bed? It's close to the bed. Why does it need to be in the bed? Well, he wants to be up under me. No, he don't. You pick that dog up. That dog didn't pick you. The dog was chilling, walking around. Okay, the way when Steve held the dog and the dog just sat there. The dog is fine sitting there. You want that dog near you because you've been lonely, because you've been single. You have a human being. Let the human being be in the bed with you without that damn dog. The dog gonna be divorce, sir. Ma'am, can I get some divorce paperwork? Because my wife wants her old ass sushi dog in the bed with us, and I don't want dog in the. Look, I am not an animal person. Okay, I don't mind animals around. But a dog, a cat, a snake, a hamster, a toucan Sam, a parrot, none of that shit can be in my bedroom, okay? Keep the animals out the bedroom. Wanting the dog in the bed makes you weird. And I know a lot of pet owners may do that. Dogs, cats, buffaloes, pigs, sheep, horses. Okay, all these animals should never be in the bed with y'all. They just shouldn't. It doesn't mean you don't love your animal. It doesn't mean the husband don't love it. But no, it aggravated me feeling like she wants the dog to sleep in the bed with him, and no, he has to be in the bed. Because he has to be up on him. How you know? Did he tell you that? Did he speak to you and say, Noy, as your pet, I refuse to not be in the bed with you? Noy, you're getting on my nerve now. Okay, you're getting on my nerve, and now I'm seeing the cracks in what's gonna happen around here. Okay, now that's just look. I don't want no dog in the bed with me. Now, I'm like, why she got like the dog has his own couch. He had like 2 beds. I was like, your life is too much about that dog. Walking in your apartment, I should not see all this dog shit unless you shit. I gotta feel for your dog more than you, ma'am. So that was weird to me. Let that be. Now at his house, his ass up here, he's obsessed with LED lights. I said, why you got all LED lights all over the place? What is it for? Lord, is it because you secretly record people? If you need good lighting, I'm just joking. But again, I was like, no, sir, don't do that. Because again, if you are obsessed with LED lighting, divorce, ma'am, sir. Can I get some divorce paperwork? Because he wants LED lighting all over the damn house. No. Mm-mm. If you want a room that's the party in, and it's LED lights everywhere, cool. We'll make an LED lights room for you, but not all over the house. No, I don't want that. No, 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 no. Now they go to Pastor Cal comes over to talk with them. And Noi will not budge on how she wants 3 children. Noi has no kids, okay? But she's like, I'm going to have 3. I want 3. I don't want just 2. After 2, I want to birth a 3rd one. Ma'am, can you have 1 child? Have you talked to your doctor to make sure that you can birth children? Is Steve's sperm even working? I like how Steve and also Pastor Cal was like, that may not be what happens. Okay, when Steve said, 2, what if after 2 kids we good on 2? Because of the time it takes, the energy it takes, the money it takes, we could be good on 2. Or what if we have a special needs child? Because I've worked, with special needs children that requires too much. That it not requires too much, but requires so much of us that it would not make sense, or we would not be able to have more. Like, think about that. And I know it's like the fact that she was like, I didn't think about that because you too busy with that damn cat. With that damn dog. Okay, you haven't thought about what can actually happen. And even Pastor Cow said, like, what if it takes you longer to get pregnant? What if this and this? Because that's all really a part of life. You may not be able to birth 3 children, ma'am. Okay, and for your excuse to be, I had 2 siblings. We had, 3 kids in our household. All my cousins have 3 kids. And in my mind, 3 kids, it's just a perfect family. If your 3 kids there, what a dog gonna sleep? Is the kids gonna sleep in the bed with you too? I was like, ma'am, Noi, you annoying. Okay, Noi short for annoying. Because this episode, she was annoying to me. Okay, and even though Steve, and them LED lights aggravated me, I still felt like he was at least like, this dog should not be in the bed, and we should not be saying we're gonna absolutely have 3 kids, regardless, and if not, it's a deal breaker. Get out my face, okay? Nobody's been completely unreasonable about 3 kids. Steve was being logical and mature, especially knowing that she grew up poor and placing undue constraints with demanding 3 kids. Right? Y'all couldn't even afford 3 kids when y'all was younger. I was a pet owner. He never slept in my bed because you should know. Okay, yeah. Sushi had 3 beds. Okay, 3 beds. You got 3 beds for the dog. You can't leave. Can you? Is it room for 3 beds for adult children? Not adult children, but for babies, probably not. Okay. I'm a dog owner and have been for the past 15 years. He is not, nor has he ever been allowed in my bed. Cause you sane. Okay, you're sane. Right, 3 beds. I'm an animal lover. My dog has his own space and his own bed. Right. It's like kids. You when your kids are first born as newborns, sometimes they like one. We know sometimes no kids be in the bed, and that's fine. However, we have to remember that Kids and animals are two different things, okay? And you eventually have even your children's sleep in their own bed, okay? But I'm like, she's a bit crazy. We know Steve was eccentric as hell. He is. He very much so is. Noy says that now because she hasn't had one. Let her have her first one and then she might change her mind because I wanted to and then I have my daughter and you were done, okay? Noy has in the clouds, okay? I'm like, what kind of weed does she smoke? She looked like she may do shrooms. Okay. Keisha, you're right. So that's it. Right. Do with one. How you gonna do with one? Okay, do with one child. And even the fact that you're not thinking he don't even have a job like that right now. Okay. You worry about how he gonna be making money, but you want to birth through his children. Get out of my face. Yeah, she's in La La Land. La 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 la. I want 3 kids and a dog in the bed. No, ma'am. That's not smart, okay? Now they then get into the conversation because she did bring up how she was very very poor, and because she was very very poor, whatever, she has this fear of having money issues. The kids worry about if they can get Lunchables or they got to get some salami from the deli that's cheap. You know what I'm saying? She just does not want to have to worry about those things, but based on her upbringing. I'm like, so why do you want 3 kids? Why you want a dog in the bed with you that's gonna make somebody sneeze or whatever? And her issue is, Steve doesn't have a regular 9 to 5 job. He's like a freelance entrepreneur, self-employed person who does jobs here and there since being laid off, whatever time, like a month ago or whatever. And I think people who don't work in that space don't get sometimes in life you don't have to work a regular job to have money. I feel like he has his own place to live and he ain't out here looking destitute. But I do think he still needs to explain how exactly he keeps his head afloat before, you know what I'm saying, becoming broke, destitute, homeless, and out here sucking dick with crack. So it's like I feel like he either hasn't explained things correctly because they only been married for they've only known each other for a week, maybe 8 days. So they maybe just have not had that in-depth conversation about what his work life really is. Because some folks don't believe they're YouTubers. You know what I'm saying? Oh, that's the job. Yes, I get a whole check. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm like, when y'all watching me, watch the ads. The ads get me paid, please and thank you. Okay, don't skip all of them. Skip maybe one. Don't skip all of them. Don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Help me, help you, help me. But again, it's just different. And so, but I also like Noy being honest and saying, I worry about money issues based on my past, and now with a husband who don't have a regular job. So have that real conversation about what he wants to do. Now, him saying how, I know I got to get like back to work, back to work or whatever. But if I was to go back to work and work a regular job, I would not have time to dream and create. And, I don't want to not be able to be this creative, dreaming person. And I'm like, you have to figure out how to make money while chasing your dream. You can't just sit around and say, I can't, work because it's going to cut off my creativity. Well, they can cut off your lights, cut off your gas, cut off your phone, put you out. So can you be creative in the curb? So figure out a way to do all of that at the same damn time because that's just what you want to do. But that was it with them too. So again, even though they're boring, we still talking about them. Okay. Let's move on to Lindsay and Mark, who, for the most part, Lindsay is still a Karen. Lindsay is still someone who speaks without thinking. Lindsay is still someone who is aware that she can come off abrasive and just rude or whatever. Not rude, I won't say rude, but like she knows shit and she just can say whatever. That's who she is. At the same time, I still see the likable side to her. Okay, and inside I don't have to cuss out. But again, so she's two different people to me, and I don't like just I'm a white woman in America, and I'm gonna say what I want to say, and that's just what it is. It makes it you cussed out, okay? But it's also the nice, cool side, the funny side. I'm gonna leave that side be. So they get back home or whatever, and they're going to this bug infested place, and so on the after show, he brought up how the bed bug situation happened like maybe 2-3 days before the wedding, and then the day before the wedding, he had to toss out, a lot of his stuff because of that. And then once he was on the honeymoon, it was just it was an ongoing issue because it happened right before the wedding. And he was like, I told the landlord lady, who was like a mother figure to me, you know what I'm saying? What you want me to do? I have to get married. I'm on this show. Like, I can't not do what I'm already committed to do. You know what I'm saying? So that was a whole weirdness or whatever. But they get to his place to do, to get some of his things. And the place, first of all, it looked like he lived above someone's house. Okay. So he lives above the garage, or whatever. But it's still like a little house, little wood paneling or whatever and whatnot. And I was like, that's how he lived. But when he explained on the after show that he didn't want anyone to see it like that, because it had been not ransacked, but it had been it just looked different based on them having to quickly throw out stuff so that the bed bug did not take over the whole place. So that's why things looked, out of sorts. But he had furniture, whatever. He had a regular place. They just couldn't see it because, again, of the bed bugs. What I did not like was Lindsay trying to immediately upon walking into the house, does this spark joy? Because if it doesn't spark joy, you can get rid of it. I'm like, he's talking about his mama and daddy dishes. When he brought up how this is the dishes from our parents' house, even if they don't spark joy, let him keep them damn dishes. Shut up, Lindsay. Like, throw away things that can't be washed in hot water and soap, and it's dishes. Okay, my thing is bed bugs. Get rid of any furniture, okay, that they probably is in or whatever. Leave that. Yeah, Lindsay is she was a tripper going in there, because I would not have done that at all. But Lindsay's mothering him and can be very overbearing. And that's what I don't think she gets. It's one thing to be able to say, I want to help you because of this situation. I want to help you get through this or that. However, it's something else to come in as if you are fixing shit that really don't have nothing to do with you. You're not really fixing anything, ma'am. What you're doing is making it kind of worse for him, because he probably feel like, well, damn, I can't do this on my own. What's going on? Why is she consistently saying, well, do this and do that and do this and do that? Yeah, Lindsay is too much. Okay, Lindsay is too much. Let's note to self, Lindsay doesn't like dilapidated bed bugs, but girl, dilapidated bed bug infested home. I don't think she should at all. On the after show, she did bring up how, things just kind of happened and she was just trying to help. And I get she was trying to help because, again, what is she supposed to do? That's weird to me too. Okay. And I'm like, but let that man keep his stuff. But they only kept minimal stuff. His furniture stuff was already gone. So I was happy when they showed it. It wasn't as if all the bed bug furniture or stuff was still there. It was gone. It was just picking up. I'm like, he wanted his little baseball card when he was a kid. She knocked over something. He like, I just told you, don't touch this, don't touch that. Because she's so much, he don't know how to handle it based on who he is. Okay. And you can tell he was also trying not to have a negative reaction to what she was doing. And he didn't want to kind of, make her mad or whatever. Now, even though his apartment wasn't that big, it wasn't that small, but it wasn't that big at all either. When we get to her apartment, she had like a little 1 bedroom, not even one. It was a small 1 bedroom. It was pretty and, cute, just small. Because he has, I think, 3 cats. She has 2, the total 5 cats. And I'm like, first of all, you 2 human beings and 5 cats would not be able to fit in either one of y'all apartments. Okay. Her apartment made me claustrophobic. I was like, girl, how was you in here? The room's so small. What is going on? Please help me. Okay. But it's like, I don't know. Lindsay's going to run him off with her smothering. Okay, because Lindsay is smothering. Her helping looked real inconsiderate. In the moment of them being in them hazmat suits in their house, her helping made it seem like rush, get rid of it all. And I'm like, the bed bug stuff seemed to already be gone. all that was left was like TVs and dressers. It was clothes in the drawers. But again, that's up to them. But yeah, I can see how it did seem, inconsiderate. Lindsay's intention, it would take a certain type of person to balance her out. I don't think Mark is it. Mm. You know, Lindsay's face looked like a small studio. It did, because the room where she had her bed in, I'm like, because that's supposed to be a closet that she's with a bed in. It was weird, but it was, and again, it wasn't a bad, apartment. But I'm like, y'all can't fit in there. Y'all couldn't fit in either one of y'all places at all. Okay, right? Lindsay named her plants after members of the Brady Bunch because she's, stop. Lindsay's probably no, Lindsay would probably introvert if she had a thug in her life. I don't think a thug would want her. I think a thug would be like, girl, get out my face. But again, they just both have small places. If y'all stay together, y'all have to move. You have to find a neutral place to be, because 2 human beings and 5 cats can't fit in either one of them places. Now, at the new place, her and them cats. Oh my God. When he said, her cats hiss, my cats don't hiss. It's fast like a cats. Okay, they probably like, what are y'all doing here? We don't want it to be here. Okay, we want to go somewhere else. So, but she says how, off camera, Mark is different. He's becoming different or whatever. You know what I'm saying? He's very hot and cold, and it's weird. So, and that's driving me crazy to see how he's kind of changed since we are here, and he's different off camera. But every season, what happens is, after the honeymoon and they come home, that's when the real shit starts happening. Okay, I said every season, the wedding and the honeymoon is fluff stuff, because that's what's like, oh, I like you little bits, but you don't really know what's going on with them, because again, y'all are in a vacation vibe. It's great, great, great. It's fine, fine, fine. But at the house, it gets real. Things get real. So she later was talking to him about how she feel about how he's acting, and she tells him, "You're acting different. I'm starting to see red flags in you or whatever, and I don't like the way things are going." He like, "I see red flags in you too, but I'm taking it day by day." Because it's still so early. At this point, they've only known each other for 8 or 9 days. That's nothing. That's absolutely nothing. So for me, I'm like, it's weird to me how each season, when people come in, you don't know this person. They're a stranger. And you may not know how to talk to, react, or even be yourself based on things that you've seen them do. And you see, well, they have a different reaction. So I don't know if how I fuss at them is going to make them fuss back at me. So I'm like, I'm gonna leave that be. Yeah, that man is overwhelmed. Because think about this, she may be as well. You married a stranger, y'all done banged it on out on the honeymoon. You see, she's a whole asshole when she's drunk. That she does get drunk and she become belligerent. She talk without thinking. It's all these things, and now it's the bed bugs in my apartment. I can't go back to my apartment. All my stuff is at her place, and her small ass place as well. Now we here in this new place, and what am I supposed to do? So yeah, he's overwhelmed, and I think her trying to just fix his overwhelmingness makes him even more overwhelmed, because he feels smothered in a small box with 5 kids and a wife who likes to talk without thinking. So his mind is like, oh my God, what are we supposed to do? Um, so when he said to her, well, you have red flags too. I feel like she got mad at him for telling her the same thing that she told. She got mad at him for saying the same thing that she told him. And I'm like, how you mad? But he's saying, well, I saw red flags too. Well, you know what? I need some space. Okay. You should just walk away like you usually do. I'm like, oh, they probably fussed before, but kind of got over it because y'all was in the lap of luxury. Y'all was on a beautiful honeymoon on the beach. So it's weird. When Pat the cow comes to talk to them, wait, the bed bug king will be on his way with the creepy landlady. I think he banging. I hope he not banging his landlady. He need to stop sleeping with her and then full stop. But so this is the thing with that. I felt like he got a bad rap for telling her, hey, let's slow down. Because if I've already slept with you before I seen weird shit with you, but I'm now saying we should probably stop fucking, how is that a bad thing? And because they both have two different recollections of what happened, where she was like, well, that day we had sex 3 times, and he's like, no, from that time, from when we met each other to then, we maybe had sex 2.5 times. Okay, and that was really it. I'm like, how 2.5? He said because she wanted sex, he didn't want to have sex, and so she was touching herself, finger, 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 and then she asked him to join in. So I'm like, did y'all doesn't mutually masturbate? I was confused, but I didn't see an issue with him telling her, hey, let's slow down, meaning let's stop fucking because I see red flags. He just don't know how to talk to her. You need to say, hey, we should stop fucking and get to know each other better before we keep this sexual thing going on. Even if they had sex twice, even if they had sex 3 times, I just didn't see an issue with him saying to her, we should slow down. He just needs to know how to effectively communicate without making it seem like you fucking that lady still and you don't want to, do that. So that's the weird part for me. I think if he stops giving her the D, she'll flip out because when he said slow down, right. I agree. I think he wants to stop having sex because he's not present like he wants to be on the after show. He said basically, he said she basically initiated sex. Right. And the thing is, there's nothing wrong with her initiating it. Okay. But it's also nothing wrong with him saying, I don't want to have it. You know what I'm saying? And because in the relationships, sometimes one person is usually the person who initiates it more. And we have to remember they are strangers. So she could be more of the sexual person. He could be more of a person who doesn't want to do that. They're strangers still, ma'am. Okay? Ma'am, y'all are still strangers. You can be okay with him not wanting to fuck you. So let's let that be that. But um Lindsay told Pastor Cal how, I don't feel like he's giving me his best self. Okay. That he's not processing all the changes. Well, I'm like, how are you diagnosing what he thinks when he ain't told you shit? You're trying to push on him what you think his issue is because you are always trying to fix whatever's going on with him. You can't fix a stranger. Okay. You can't fix a stranger. It just doesn't work that way. So she brought up how, he went from acting all into them to like nothing at all, how they were having sex and now he wanted to hold her hand. And I'm like, which means he's trying to pull her back, but he's not communicating to her why. And that's his fault because he's not saying why. However, when Pastor Cal says to Mark, I can tell that you're afraid to say stuff to her because he looks afraid right now to say shit. Like, security? Is security here? Because once I say shit, she gonna get pissed. Is security right? I say close? Let me know. So Mark says that, because I don't know her, but she's a lot to deal with, okay? And, we were talking and communicating at first, having a good time or whatever. That was great. We made a connection. We did have sex. It was great as well. But then we had the situation on the plane. We had, this thing she did after the wedding. They fucked the first night. They fucked on the wedding night, which I believe happened, which is why they were so giddy on the day when they got there to the honeymoon. And he then did not know how to react because I had had sex with her because we had this great chemistry. But now the first thing I see is her getting drunk, fussing with the other people. And because I don't know her, I don't know them, I'm in the middle. What am I supposed to do? Because that's who I am. I'm still a stranger. Okay. And I was like, Lord Jesus, fix it. He brought up how, she's affectionate. But at times it's too much. And, it pushes him away when she's too much and he don't know how to handle it, okay? Because he like, I have to feel it myself to do it. I can't just be in the moment because you are. And he don't know how to communicate that to her. Why? Because he's seen how she had reacted and talked to and said things to whoever because she talked without thinking. She's unfiltered. And he do not know how to handle that. And that's fine because why? He's his own person. The same way she's too fucking much, he is not too much in that aspect. So I'm like, we have to respect who they are as individuals, even though they are now a couple. He can't just be the person say, you know what, Lindsay, I'm gonna say this and you just listen. That ain't who he is. He just like, I can't say shit because I don't know what to do around here. What am I supposed to do? Okay. And he also brought up how I see how you poke people. You poke, 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 but that's not what I do. Okay. I just don't say shit. Whereas if you and your feelings, you're poking person to just go off, go off, go off, go off. That ain't what I do. And which means he's afraid to say things. And when Lindsay said, I don't know, I've never gave him a reason to feel the way. Bitch, have you not seen yourself? Did you not watch the show? Have you not? But again, she hasn't at this point in time. But you know who you are. And when he's like, I don't even know what he said, he was just saying words like one long run-on sentence, meaning you weren't even listening to him be honest with you for once about what he felt. Okay. I'm like, see, sometimes she ain't shit at all. Um, let's see. I think Pastor Cal facilitated a good therapy session with them, but I don't think Lindsay really took it all in. She didn't. She was not listening to him. She wants him to feel how she feels, and she feels like how he feels doesn't matter. And that's an issue for me. You can't feel like he should have to listen to what you feel and get how you feel, and he then express himself to you, and you didn't even care enough to pay attention to listen. Because I only seen the shit once, and I got what he meant. You know. I done a meeting with Pastor Kyle. I don't think Lindsay heard or absorbed what Mark or Pastor Kyle was saying at all. Lindsay listened to respond, not to understand at the all. Okay. They remind me a little bit of Jamie and Beth. I hated Beth. I hate it. I did not like Beth because Beth was, oh, she was so aggravating. And I really thought they would divorce at the end of the season, and they still together now. But I feel like Beth is less as extra because Jamie did not allow her to take over and be, it's all about Beth. And he made sure I feel like Jamie put them in a situation where she had to realize it's me and him, it ain't just about me. And that's the only reason they're together now, because she realized she was too much and had to bring it out just a peg or two. Still be herself, not change herself to be with him, but realize I have to adjust because it's not just me anymore. And Lindsay ain't got there yet. But yeah, I do feel like yeah, they do give me Jamie and Beth fast. More like nothing like 2 seasons, 2 or 3 seasons ago. Mark avoids confrontation. Lindsay runs right into it. Both aren't effective forms of communication. That's a very good synopsis of this situation. I 100% agree. I like Beth. I like Beth more now than I liked her before on the show. Um, but I like that Pastor Cal called bullshit on Lindsay. Like, you can't act like you don't see or you don't know why he's saying that he's afraid to talk to you. And see, he like, you wear no, he said you are smart, sharp, and you speak what you feel without a filter. She said, absolutely. He says, and you wear that as a badge of honor, but that's not always a good thing. And she agreed that she knew that as well. Meaning, I'm a white woman in America, and I don't care how anybody else feels. I'm gonna do and say what I want. Get out my face, lady. Mark brings up how your filter isn't my filter. So when you do bullshit, it puts me in a weird position because I didn't have to deal with it. So I feel like I'm not in my own skin when those things happen. Meaning you got into it with Ola, and then I didn't know what to do. So I'm not even in my own skin because I don't know you. I don't know him. What am I supposed to do? And it kind of continued on from there. And I feel like that's why he was apologetic to the couples, because he felt like she was wrong. And he was also supportive to her because she felt like they were on me. What he should have said was, no, you was on bullshit. You were on bullshit. He said it in his own way when he said, you had 3 bottles of wine, so let's not do that today because we don't want another situation like the plane situation. So he said it in a way, but not in a way checking her, like, you can't do that shit or whatever. I like how he said, I need you to let me go through things without you trying to do it for me. Meaning you can't do things that's meant for me your way. You can't do that or whatever. And Pastor Cal told her, you need to give him you in doses. A little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit, because you are a lot. Okay. And he told Mark, you have to also show that you're still in this with her. You can't completely retreat because she's too much. And I'm like, that was good advice for them both. Okay, let's get on to Ola, who named Elijah Wine and um Katina. But first, like the video. Because liking the video is the thing to do. Now, with Katina and Elijah Wine, the fact that when they got to the new place, his whole thing about her cooking really aggravated me. I feel like, sir, if you are that, determined about someone cooking you a good meal every day, get you a chef. Get you a cook. You can't expect your wife to be your cook every day. She may not be able to do that. Okay. Not everyone is chefs. Okay. I didn't go to culinary school or nothing. I will always make sure we have a meal, but I may not be the one that cooks it. Okay. And some days you should be the one to make sure we have a meal. Why? Because it's a partnership. It's a union. Okay, it's a union, so that's what it should be. Now, y'all know I still don't trust Ola. This is the first because I feel like under this outfit right now, he has them damn chains on. Okay, cook your own food sometime. Okay, leave it alone. It's just it's dumb. Okay, now we do see Ola house, and his house is not as young as I thought it would be. It was a kitchen. It didn't look like it was just him. Based on who he is, I said, "Did your mama decorate this place? Do you really live here? Is it an Airbnb? Let me know." Um, but it's like whatever. She do bring up how she want to change some things in the house, and when he said, "Well, no, that's expensive. We can't do that," and I'm like, like he can't expect me to move in here and not, want to change stuff so that I'm in this house somewhere too. It's because he ain't. Oh, like Elijah Wan, my eyes itchy, y'all. Elijah Wan is really out here on bullshit, and I feel like we just have to let it play out for us to see it. But yeah, their house is weird. Now, when Pastor Cal get there to come talk to them, and he walk in and like, oh, it smells amazing in here. Y'all are cooking. Yeah, I made some spaghetti and some garlic bread. Because he has to have his woman cooking. And I like that Pastor Cal said, is that so? She's like, yeah, because he really wants his wife to be the cook or whatever. And Pastor Cal said he didn't say that in the casting. That wasn't a major issue. Doing cat like this ain't the 40s or the 50s. And yeah, even I don't want that. And I'm an older man, okay? So bruh, chill out. And I'm like, yes, call him on this bullshit. Don't be here trying to expect stuff from her that you never told anyone in the casting part of it all it was a requirement for you. Now all of a sudden it's a big deal. My wife don't cook, which makes her I have to cook. No, ma'am. Order him some DoorDash. Get him some DoorDash and say, leave me be, okay? Get you some egg fouillon, some fried rice or whatever, and some almonds boneless chicken. Okay, get the nigga a pizza. I don't know, but leave it be. Okay, I'm like, get out my face or whatever. Let's see, Elijah Wine. I'm trying to. I don't like. Oh, no one does. Elijah Wine. We're not right. We're not in the 50s. He said, like Patrick Howard said, Elijah Wine never said that cooking was a big deal. Right. He didn't. He did not say that. Elijah Wine, we both work certain. Right. You can cook. Get out my face. I don't want you to be in my face about that. I was proud of him for being the only homeowner in the group. Oh, he owns that house. Well, he still needs it to be some, some editing done. Okay. Eat the peanut butter, eat the peanut butter bread, my guy. The inside of that house needs to be updated, and I think that's the Big Mama house, right? He maybe got that in the settlement or something, okay? Because it doesn't look like him. The gym in the basement did, but I'm like, not the rest of it. But she was trying to rip out the granite countertops, paint all you want, but that granite isn't cheap. It's not, but you want your house to be okay. You know what I'm saying? Elijah was putting on extra, was putting extras on it. Her and that wig, yeah, mm. I don't think they realize how it be looking in the aftermath of it all. Believe that be. But again, we let him know, don't be thinking she's gonna be a whole housewife cooking for you every day. And I like Pastor Cal bringing up. I watched the horseback riding footage, and I did not like how you were talking to her. You know what I'm saying? Do you feel like your opinion is valued in this marriage, Katina? And she was like, yeah, I do. I told him I would not be with somebody who speaks to me in a disrespectful way. He may not speak to her in a disrespectful way, but he's speaking to her in a manipulative manner that she just hasn't realized fully just yet, but he's still on bullshit. And I want her to be like, you know what, you can't be on bullshit with me all the time, sir. It's not gonna happen that way. I don't like it. So they bring up how they had not had sex yet. And no, I missed one part. When Pastor Cal asked Elijah Wan, if he respects her. Oh, of course. Yeah, she knows I do, don't you? I didn't like that because that was a triggered way of saying to her, say yes. Because I'm not saying for you to say what you feel. I'm saying, I love, not love, I respect you. You know that, right? Because you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I ain't like that, okay? You should just answer. Of course I do. She has, a say so, or whatever. He get on my nerve. Now they have not had sex yet. He says because he wants to wait. Because what if things go wrong and they don't work out? He doesn't want people to feel like he just wants sex. I mean, I feel like we know you just want sex, so that's fine. We see that, that's what it is. But you can't make it seem as if I'm the one who don't want to fuck her because you do. Okay, she also said on the after show it was a mutual decision for us not to have sex. It was not just him. And Pastor Cal, like you can't think of the marriage like what if it doesn't work? Because that's gonna make things not work. Y'all are married. Y'all can have sex if y'all want to. Because you saying all that can make her feel like you don't want her, and that's not fair. I don't fully believe they not fucking or they ain't did nothing because when they asked her on the after show, well, how do y'all like stop? If y'all are kissing and hugging, like who stops it? Oh, we just kind of, what word she use? We just release. I'm like, release or y'all just mutually masturbate? What's going on? So yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna leave that be. Katina kept deferring to, oh, she's willing to cover up for him because they probably have an agreement. Let's not say we fucked the first night. Okay, let's act like we didn't. And I was like, y'all married now? I's married now. Okay, let's move on to Jasmine and Michael. So they talking about how, because they're in the new apartment, and they're talking about how we'll be living with each other. Okay, because being on a honeymoon is one thing, but now we're every day living in the same space. It'll be different or whatever. Now Jasmine brings up how she lives with currently she's a male roommate. So she's lived with men before. And she asked him, have you ever lived with a girl before? He says, I've never lived with a woman, so it's new territory for me. He said those words out of his mouth. I have never lived with a woman, so this will be new territory for me. And I said, sir, you do know all of this is on camera. You do know, we're going to watch all of this back. Okay, those was his words. I'm gonna leave that be for a few seconds. Now Jasmine brings up how because she's not gonna stay at the apartment. She's like, I'm gonna go to my place, get myself together, get my dog in a new doggy daycare, whatever. And he felt like, I don't think it's smart for us to, take time away in the marriage or whatever in the beginning. That may not be the best thing. Oh no, it's just so I can kind of, because he said he doesn't want either of them feeling like they can just leave if things don't feel right. And her wanting to like go back to her own place cannot be a good thing. But when she's, oh no, I'm only doing this to get my dog situated. But in the confessional, she says, well, no, I left because I have I needed some space for myself or whatever to clear my head. I don't know why she couldn't tell him that. Like, why did you lie? Okay, I was like, yes, they have low energy because they both are. I don't think they're gonna stay together. Um, because it just feels weird to me with them, and I can't put my finger on it. Right? Yeah, they stressing me out too. It's stressing me out too. Uh, let's see. She's scared for him to see those Chloe not Chloe set up braids. I cannot. I've been saying the same thing. They not going to be together at the end. Yeah, I don't think they will be because it's something within them that doesn't sit well with. They could be a good match, but they're both holding on to things they need to let go of, and that's the issue. Um, and I think that's stupid. I think that's completely stupid. So at the house or whatever, when they go look at his house, because they have to go to the houses to get stuff. At his house, we see his room. We didn't even. I don't recall us seeing them even walk in. We just well, maybe we did, and we see his room. And I'm like, oh, he got roommates. Okay, whatever. His little room, fine. Wasn't no big issue. But then as they talking or whatever, she find out he has a female roommate because a female walked out of the room and she's like, "Oh, you didn't tell me you had a female roommate." He like, "Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I live with a female." And I'm like, "But you said you've never lived with a female, so this is new territory." So, okay, he said in that moment, "Yes, I live with a female." Cool. But I feel like when they went to her house, she then said, "So is it one female?" He then said, "Did you think I meant this one female?" And I'm like, That's what you said. You first said you've never lived with a woman. You then said, you have a female roommate. You are now saying, well, no, you actually have two female roommates. This is my issue with that. I'm cutting down my food. I'm sitting because I'm gonna be done in a minute. My issue with that was, sir, you have lied twice for no reason. Okay, because this is the thing. Before you met her, you already lived with these women. So she can't get upset as if you're cheating on her or as if, you know, you did something wrong to her because again, she just met you. Y'all just met, so that's what it is. My issue with him was you had no reason to lie. She wouldn't be able to be upset about you having two female roommates had you said, "Yeah, I have two female roommates," because she's a male roommate. So that should not be no big issue. But I'm like, why did you lie? Now on the after show, what he said was, "Well, um, I never meant that I only had the one. I don't. I'm sorry. That's how anyone took it." I was like, Michael, you a liar, and I don't know why. And a part of me feels like either, and I think I said this on the panel, I said he loved how beautiful she was. Okay. I was having steak and eggs. He loved how beautiful she was. Day one, day two, day three, I'm going to put up with what I had to put up with because she's gorgeous. Then realize, oh, she's a bit extra. And oh, she wants things her way. And her beautifulness, in my opinion, started to wear off in his eyes. And I think that's the issue that beautiful people deal with, men and women, is your looks only get you so far if the inside of you isn't that beautiful. And I'm not saying she's a bad person, but I'm saying she has red flags the same way he has red flags. And they both are seeing the red flags in each other. And that's why they are so low energy. Um, it's not just him. It's not just her. It's the both of them. Okay. Um, let's see. No, he hasn't lived with a woman. He lives with two women. That's true. He didn't lie. He's is with two of them. And even him saying he meant on the after show, he said he meant he's never lived with the woman he was dating. He's never lived with like a girlfriend. I'll give him that, but sir, you were still lying. You can't, because now you done had time to figure out how to get out of that what you said, but you know you lied. You may have meant you haven't lived with someone who you were with, but that ain't what you said. What you said was you've never lived with the woman, but you then was living with two. Didn't mean to be one of them eyes because she don't like him, Michael, for no reason. And my thing is, if you lie about the little stuff, you for dang sure will lie about the big stuff. I cannot trust you. No, thank you. Yes. Okay. Yes. I do think he yelled at her short man syndrome. I don't believe that fully, but we'll discuss that later. I never thought she liked Michael from the start. She's binding her time. She's Alyssa. Okay. Jasmine and I became down on Michael like a detective on the first red from line. Jasmina has checked out. Let's be honest, because she never liked dude to begin with, and now she has a legitimate reason. I can agree. Trying to figure out why he lied. There's no reason, right? It was no reason to lie. Okay, Jasmina will not baby a man who can't tell the truth. I wonder what skeletons Michael has in his closet. Yeah, it's a weird thing with him, and that's why I'm looking like, sir, why? What for? Who? What? When? Where? How? And why is these things happening? And my thing is, I was saying, I think in my notes I put, she can't be aggravated that he didn't tell her he lived with women beforehand, but what she can't fully be upset about is him lying about it once they were talking about it. Okay. And that's the thing that to me is weird. So you never said out your mouth, I live with two female roommates and I have, it's like, are you fucking them? Are y'all a throuple? Is it polyamory lifestyle? What's going on? I don't. And it's like you hiding something. You might not be hiding shit, but you're moving like someone who's fully hiding something when you omit truth. Okay. And when Pat the Cow comes to talk to them, and she brings up how we've had these conflicts. And those conflicts have turned me off because of how he talked to me. Okay, I felt disrespected. Because he speaks, he raises his voice and has a tone and speaks in an aggressive way, and he does it off camera so no one sees it or whatever. I can tell that he wasn't even all the way mad, so I know it'll get worse. And this is what I'm gonna say about that. I do not like the word she used in describing him, because I feel like if that's how he came off to you, you don't seem like the person who wants to be around that. And it's weird. And I don't like people using the words aggressive, because Michael said on the after show, when people use the words aggressive, he was yelling or whatever, it puts a stigma of, angry black men, abusive black men, and those are trigger words. So I feel like, not like she's lying on him, but I feel like, let me use the most aggressive terms to be used to describe him, because I just don't like the fact that he did not speak to me in a way that I appreciate. Even if I don't know, when he talk loud. You know what I'm saying? And so I really wish we had some kind of footage to be able to correctly just speak on what happened, because she's saying one thing, he's saying something else, and his thing is, because he's like, look, I'll admit, um, that I could have been speaking to you in a condescending tone, that you didn't appreciate, but I will not, say I was like yelling at you. And that's why I'm like, they're just giving two different scenarios of what happened. And one person feeling like, well, he was yelling at me and was aggressive, and that might not be what it really was, but you felt like, what I just didn't like what it is. I felt, so that's the weird part, but we don't have no footage. So it's like his version, her version, and the truth is somewhere in between. I don't think either of them are or lying, but I do think they're both seeing it from their own perspectives. Okay, and that's what it is. What else did she say? I also didn't like the fact that she keeps bringing up what his family said about him maybe having a temper, and I like how he brought up, her bringing up what I've been honest with her about, or what my family has been honest with her about. She's now using that against me because we've said, like, in the past, I've, had a temper issue. Now, whenever we discuss what's going on, she goes back to, well, his family said, he said, but you've known this man a few days and he hasn't shown you the actions of it all. But are you using what they've said to paint a picture to who he is? And that's the weird thing for me. Okay, that's what I'm looking like. I don't know what's going on. I'm saying we need some footage. We need some footage. Ooh. Alyssa tried to say Chris was aggressive as well. Wonder if they clicked up to put that story out there. Did they? Didn't they? We need to know. Jasmine doesn't talk down to Michael. As Jasmine does talk down to Michael as well. I definitely think he has a temper. Me too. I'm not saying he doesn't have one. I just feel like it's not as bad as she's making it out to seem. Because how she talked to him in on the couch, we'll pat the cow there, she can get about it too. She can hold her own too. So I feel like if he really went that far with her, we would have seen more of it. You know what I'm saying? It would have been more of a conversation. But I'm gonna leave that be. The same way Black women don't like being labeled as aggressive, Black men don't like it as well. Being labeled aggressive, especially by a woman, can have dire consequences for a man. I agree. And that's why I said I don't mind her saying, he was a bit too much, or whatever. But the words she used, in my opinion, were trigger words that people use against us when they want to paint us as angry Black men, angry Black women. So even if a man raises his voice to me, I wouldn't say he was being so aggressive, and then I would say he was yelling at me, and I didn't like it. And you can yell at somebody and not be aggressive. You know what I'm saying? You can. Now, don't get me wrong. There are people who are aggressive and they yell, and that's a whole different thing. But because we don't have any footage, we can't know what's going on. Okay, so that's the weird part. Yeah, I don't think I liked her terminologies either. She could have used better words or phrase and get her point across to pat the cow. And because she's consistently said those words, that's what's going on. Jasmine said, never have I game. She's been to jail for fighting, so she says can go. Right, so she can go there too. Okay, so it's like, what's going on? So at this point in time, they're kind of going back and forth because he's saying I was not aggressive, and she said, Michael, we're not gonna do that. I was like, are y'all not gonna do that? And Pat like, look, y'all need to work on y'all communication, okay? I like how he told Michael, you can talk to, at, or with someone. And that talking at someone is you talking to them as if they are less than you. And, if you feel like he's talking to you in that manner, just say to him, I'm not your enemy. Okay. And then when she says that to you, Michael, you have to correct yourself and talk to her as her wife. I mean, as she's your wife. And I was like, please let him know, because you don't want to be on. I'm going live for Growing Up Hip Hop right after this. So I keep having to push back my time because I'm still doing this one. So right when this ends, I'm going into Growing Up Hip Hop. I just push it back to 250 because, it's taking time. Anyway, so, that was it. Let's see. Drama over couples making a genuine connection. Fired the people who put these poor people on a display for the sake of ratings. None of these couples have a chance of being together. We shall see. Thank you, Jaylee. She used every Karen ass trigger word available in her vocabulary to paint a picture that was very damning, and she did. They have 24/7 cameras in the apartment, so maybe we'll see something soon. If they had that footage, they would have showed it. Mainly because, was it last season? Last season when Jose and Rachel was fussing and it was footage. I feel like the conversation they had probably wasn't in the apartment. And they have said that there have been times when the cameras are down. But again, we shall see. They'll probably talk about that more at the reunion. But again, let it be. But I like the advice that Pastor Cal gave. Let's get to the last folks, okay? Which is Alyssa and Michael. But y'all know what to do first. Like the video. because liking is like loving. Okay, and we all want to love. Anyway, um, not maybe arguing in the bathroom. Maybe. Chris and Alyssa. So Alyssa's been a bitch since the beginning. We know that for a fact. Okay. She's always been a bit bitchy. And I feel like, lady, you really need to know that you are going to get ripped to shreds at the reunion and ripped to shreds on social media and all of that, because you have been on completely, bullshit mode since the beginning. So they're back from the honeymoon. Chris moved into the apartment and she did not. She made the choice to not move in the apartment with him, but she's always made a choice to not sleep with him. She made a choice to not share a room with him the night of the honeymoon. They did not share, a room on the honeymoon. They have spent little time together. And when they do, Chris trying and she is not. And even if she's there not being a complete bitch, right after they're together, when talking to production, she's bitching about him in the worst way for no reason. For no reason at all. And this is my issue with this. I have watched this show. I haven't watched since season 1. I think I started watching around season maybe 6. I think it was maybe 6 or 7. And now I'm on season 14. However, the premise of this show has always been the same. You are strangers that are met, that are matched by these experts. You will get married and live as a married couple. You get married, the honeymoon night, you share a room, you go on a honeymoon together to get to know each other. Y'all then move in together as a couple. And at the end, you decide if you do or do not want to be together. The fact that from the wedding night, she was making decisions to not be with him, I still feel like she should have never been able to go on the honeymoon. Now, I get, okay, maybe they had to go on the honeymoon because she would loosen up and get to like him, get to know him or whatever. So again, she went on honeymoon, whatever. Chris then say, once he's in the house, how he found out through the grapevine, because again, she never fully told him any real reason outside of, I just think we're not compatible, like because we just have different, lifestyles, and so I just think that was the reason why they were, not gonna work out. But she's never said, because I heard this, because you did that. She's never told him any of that verbatim at all. And so he said, I heard, so people, the reason she think we were matched wrong was because our political views and the damn ego tattoo or whatever. But he can't even, he said, because I like to talk to people about what's going on. And I can't even do that because I don't have her phone number. Because remember when he asked her when they were signing their marriage license, like, oh, let's exchange phone numbers. She said, no, I know how to get it. She didn't want to give him her phone number. She did not want to give the man she married her number. And this is like the day after the girl. She aggravates me. So we do see Alyssa meets with her mom and brings up how we're not compatible or whatever I'm saying. And she's like, I think from when I saw him at the wedding, I just kind of blacked out or whatever. It's like, I don't remember walking down the aisle. I'm like, bitch, you're lying. You remember, okay? You were there. Anyway, but she said, her own mouth, I knew he wasn't my type by looking at him. Meaning physically, she was not attracted to him. And my thing is this, that's fine. Because everyone doesn't like everybody else. Everyone doesn't like plus size people. Everyone does not like skinny. You have a type. Cool. You never gave him a shot at all. And the whole point of this show is not to meet someone who's your type, who looks like who you want them to look like. And let's not be coy. Chris isn't ugly. He's a nice looking guy. He's not skinny, man. He's not muscular, but his body to me is fine. Okay. Would I date Chris if he was black? Maybe. But again, to me, there was nothing physically wrong with him that she's like, you know what, I can't date him. I can't be with him. I can't do that. Or what, I can't marry him. So she was on bullshit. The mom, like, well, I think he's really good, a really good guy or whatever. Like, what do you think are the core, issues that y'all differ? Well, he doesn't respect other people. He posted on IG about, defunding the police. I respect all first responders. And I was like, bitch, what? Bitch, what? Bitch, what? She pissed me off. And when her mom said, well, what would you need for him, to stay in this? Well, I would need respect, communication, trust, honesty, but we don't have that. And he had to show me that in his actions. I was like, you have been the most disrespectful, non-communicative, non-trustworthy, lying ass heifer that we've ever seen on the show. You wanted him to be what you not. How? How, Sway? Who, what, when, where, how, and why do you feel like you can be the one to say he's all these, things that you don't like? No, you are those things. You are describing yourself. You are being selfish and childish and a bitch. I'm such a good person. No, you're not. You're a good person, maybe in hell. Maybe. I don't know. I'm just tossing out straws. It was complete bullshit. And the whole, he posted to defund the police. So if you call 911, are they not going to help you? Did you look into what defunding the police meant? Defunding the police meant to help put money into other responding people who can handle phone calls that don't require the police. The police should not be called to handle a mentally ill person who's flipping out because they're going to shoot them. You know what I'm saying? So you're too dumb and dense to even figure out what it meant. It don't mean, hey, don't pay police to police. It means don't send the police when they're not required because they are not, skilled to handle that situation. But you're a dumb white bitch who don't get it. She made me mad. Okay. So Chris talked to his friend or whatever. He just said, now look, you know what I'm saying? She talking to the people about me or whatever who said this, that, or the other. And I don't know why. And, she's never had a conversation with me about these things that she's heard through whoever else. So it's on bullshit. And the friend, like, man, fuck her, basically. And the friend is a cop. So he's talking to his friend who's a cop. I'm leaving that be. Pastor Cal gets there to have a conversation. And in the conversation, Chris like, look, because he asked like, what's the issue? Like, what's the issue? Y'all been having issues all honeymoon. What's going on? And Chris said, well, from the wedding night, she has made no interest in me. With me. You know what I'm saying? She says we're not compatible, and that she feels robbed. And so when I saw him, he wasn't my type. I could have walked away then, but I said, let's see what's going on. So you've been wanting to walk away from the wedding day, but you also want to be on TV. You want to be on TV. You want the experience of being on Married at First Sight, but you don't want to have that experience by being married and getting to know the person who's your husband. Bitch, go sit down. Go have several seats, and I don't know what the fuck I'm doing stadium. I'm a crazy person, okay? And I'm like, what? She then brings up how she heard things from his family, from his friends or whatever, and wonder, what did I get myself into? But you did not talk to him about what people, you listen to other strangers about a stranger. You put more weight into what other strangers said than the one stranger who's the person you're supposed to talk to. How? Houseway. She then said, I came in today to try and work on things. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we have fun paddleboarding and playing tennis. You then ripped him to shreds in between doing all this shit. I was like, get out my face, white woman. Okay. And I like how Pat the Cow, like, girl, hold up. You know what I'm saying? But you never stayed with him the night of the wedding. You knew you were getting married. You knew the process and you didn't do any of it. But today, you want to come in and say, I want to see how it's going to work. And I like how you said you're showing a pattern of not wanting to be around him. All she's shown us was you do not want to be around him. And you're nice in his face where you're not saying to him, don't touch me, get away from me. But you're saying all of that to production. And production, you know what? Because production knew, by editing, well, not by editing, but when it was air, he was going to say what he said. And so they had to show all the reasons that she's a completely insane, self-entitled, I want what I want when I want it. I don't want to compromise on nothing. And I can treat a stranger like shit. And y'all should make me look good while doing it. They said, no, ma'am, we're going to show you for who. We're going to show them who you are, Simba. And they showed Simba who the fuck she was. Okay. They showed it. Anyway, so she then, well, I didn't want to live with, I didn't want to live with him because we both had big dogs. I'm like, dog, what? You saying you did not want to move in with him after y'all came back because y'all have two big dogs? And she said, and I'm allergic to dogs. Well, I'm not allergic to my dog, just any new dog. I'm like, you lying bitch. It's just horrible how she tried to play it. And in fact, the guy was like, no, 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 not in my house. I was like, let her know. She then brings up how she doesn't like how things have been going or how they have got there, whatever. She's in a better headspace now since getting home, whatever. And she's here to stop how they were and move forward. She wants to be on the show. I feel like she knew production was going to say, if y'all ain't together in this house, you can't continue on the show. So you need to make a decision that you either want to continue being here and working it out with him, or no, we have to send your ass back to your house, go pay your own rent, get off TV, get out of our face, because this show is not about how you mesh with the other couples. It's about how you mesh with your husband. And what I love is Chris sat there and allowed her to say all this shit and make a complete lying fool of herself. And he didn't even have to interject and say shit. But when he then said, I feel like you want to be here, but it has nothing to do with being married. I was like, oh, it's getting juicy. Chris was amazing. Because Chris was like, look, for me, this is my decision day. And I was like, dun, dun, dun. And when he was like, saying, Chris, are you saying that you want a divorce? He was like, yes, I want a divorce. And she was like, oh God, I'm so sad. I never thought we would be here. I did not think this would be the outcome. You didn't think you not wanting to be the wife to your husband at all from the wedding day to, back in the apartment would mean he wouldn't want to be with you. You assume that you could treat him like shit and just still be on the show. You can live in the apartment for 1 month and I can be in the apartment for 1 month because we still should experience the time with the other couples. Bitch, what? You sank my battleship. Yes, he sank her battleship. Chris knew. Yes, well played. I love Chris and this beautiful. It was amazing. She came in trying to wipe, and I'm some say I got to complain about that. Growing up, I would be on at 3. Okay, because I'm like, Lord Jesus. She tried to white woman this shit to the T. Okay, meaning I can be as fucked up as I want to, but you have to love me. And he was like, no. Chris knew she don't want to be here for the marriage. She wants to be here to be on the show. And as long as I'm trying to make it work with her, even though she's giving me nothing, she will get what she wants, which is being able to have the experience of being on the show. And he said, not on my watch. Not today. Not ever. And he said, I just can't. And then when she's, I just didn't think it would be here because, with the arguing and the disrespect and the miscommunication, the feeling alone, I didn't expect that. But you were the one fussing at, not even at him. You were the one talking shit about him to producers. You were the one who was being disrespectful to him to producers. You were the one with no communication to him at all. You only were talking to the producers. You get on my fucking nerve, lady. And Chris, like, look, I came into this with, he said, I came into this with expectations, but it went from taking it slow down to chasing someone who did not want to be chased. I was like, oh, and when she said, if I didn't want to be here, I didn't want to be here. So I could have left and went home from honeymoon. Where I stayed, right? You stayed in Puerto Rico on a paid vacation with, and you never was with him ever. Like the fact that we didn't see y'all like have a sit down dinner to talk, nothing. Not nothing. Get out of my face. Okay. Chris, like I wanted a happy, successful marriage, but happy with someone, and this ain't what it was. Okay. So bye-bye. And when he put his key, the wedding ring and his keys on the counter and left, I said, oh, Chris is done. Okay. And her crying, I didn't want to, girl, I don't care what the fuck your fake tears. I don't want your fake tears. Get out of my face. Shut up, okay? Alyssa wanted a muscle-bound individual. Chris is smart and makes good money. She's looking for a form of substance. She has no prize. She isn't. She isn't. Dead ass Chris isn't a bad looking guy. Seriously, he's going to be okay. She will either end up alone or be with someone who treats her like shit. I feel like Chris will end up getting more play from women based on this because it showed he's very patient. And even how he said, today is my decision day. I want a divorce. It still wasn't mean or rude. It was checkmate. I'm going to give you what you wanted. You don't want to be with me. I'm not your type. Okay, the experts got it wrong. You got robbed. Cool. That's cool. Okay, I want a divorce. And that's it. Leave me be. Get out of my face. I was like, man, look. The rest of the season should be Chris going on dates with other women. I don't even want to see that. I do feel like the show should stay about the married couples. I don't mind if they have another scene where Chris meets up with the guys and explains, I asked for a divorce. And if Alyssa says he wants a divorce from me, and then that's it. And then after that, they are no more. Because the season before last, where Chris and Paige, once they decided to not be together, we didn't really see them again until the reunion. You know what I'm saying? Well, they were at decision day. So that was a little bit different. But again, there was minimal stuff for them because they weren't really together. We don't need to see them anymore right here. Chris made this decision. You know what I'm saying? And I'm okay with not seeing Chris, but seeing Chris maybe again, one more episode, just explaining to the guys what happened, and her talking to the girls. And I need the girls to be honest with her and be like, what did you think he would have done based on your actions the first 8 days? Get out of their face, okay? So yeah, Chris had big thick energy, okay? He gonna be fine. He will be, and that's a great thing because she put him through a lot. And the fact of the matter is, he did not even know half the shit she was saying about him until they showed it on the show, on the after show. So some stuff he won't even be able to address until the reunion. How much shit she talked is crazy. It's crazy. However, that was the whole episode. Now, y'all know in about 5 more minutes, I'm going to be live for Growing Up Hip Hop. The reunion, not the reunion, girl, the episode review. So come on around there. Okay, let's do a quick chit chat about these people. And then later on tonight, I will be back live to do Ready to Love and Ladies Who List. That's gonna be together on a live. So that's gonna be around 7 or 7:30 tonight. Okay, Eastern time. Anyway, I will see y'all in 5 minutes. I hope y'all enjoyed this review. Okay, do not forget to subscribe to my channel, to follow me on social media at JayLeesCorner. And other than that, I am out. I had a great chat with y'all. I will see y'all in less than 5 minutes. Peace.